Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another Jet vlog. I'm back. Today is Thursday, June the 5th, and I just got back yesterday from a 3-day camp for high school students in Shimane, and we had a great time. We had about 80 kids from all over the prefecture come together at a youth center at the base of the largest mountain in Shimane, Mount Sambe. And we split the kids up into 10 groups, and about 40 of us ALTs were there from all over many different countries. So they got to practice their English with many different types of accents. And we had a great time. We have kind of a theme for the camp. And I did a special activity on Wednesday that went over pretty well, kind of a super quiz where they had to learn. The theme this year was they had to learn about New Zealand, which is a country that sends jets every year. And we have about 7 or 8 people from New Zealand in Shimane. And it was a great time. So I'm back and back at school today at my regular junior high school, and back to making vlogs. So today I want to just wrap up, hopefully it won't be that long, our discussion about clothes. Let's see, what are the things that I left out? Getting down to the nitty-gritty, you'll probably be able to take 2 bags with you when you fly to Tokyo. Everything else you're going to need to ship. So you definitely don't want to pack any large coats, winter pants, ski boots, all these kind of things. Even if you're getting sent to Hokkaido, the northernmost prefecture of Japan, it's still going to be fairly warm for the first couple months you're here. So I recommend getting, a large box and putting, all your winter clothes, sweaters, long sleeve shirts, any type of heavy coat, hats, mittens, boots, anything like that you think you might need, and putting it in a box and addressing it to yourself. Hopefully you have a friend or a relative that can send it on for you. Or just before you leave at the end of July or the beginning of August, mail it to yourself. Try to mail it. Gosh, I know in America the mailing system has changed. You have to send things first class now. You could lie and put it in a book bag and send it book rate. That's an option. If you're from another country, I really don't know how you can send it. Try and send it as cheaply as possible is what I'm trying to say. Have it take as long as it needs to get. When I did this, I sent the box to myself. Actually, I put the box together, and my sister sent it to me after I got my first paycheck in the middle of August. I sent her a little bit of money, maybe $50, and she sent me my box of winter clothes. It took about 5 weeks to get here. So it got here in the middle of September, and that was perfect. I honestly didn't need anything out of that box probably until the middle of November, because I'm in southern Japan. But don't bring winter clothes is basically what I'm saying. You just won't need them right at the beginning, and save room in your suitcases for other things. So this is something else to think about. There's weight restrictions on how much stuff you can take on the airplane nowadays. I know the poor ALTs from the UK, I think you have like 20 kilograms or something is your weight restriction on each bag, where America, it's like, oh God, it's like 40 kilograms. It's like double. Our bags can be like 70 pounds each or something ridiculous. Be aware that when you get to Tokyo orientation, one of your bags will instantly be whisked away and sent ahead to your contracting organization to await your arrival. So you'll only be keeping one bag with you in Tokyo. So make this the bag, pack accordingly. In one bag, have your suit and your nice clothes and your good shoes and your toiletries and these kinds of things. In the other bag, put all the other clothes, etc. If you're going to bring a big DVD, case or CDs or something and put it in your suitcase, your omiyage. You won't need that until you get to where you're going. Put that in your other suitcase. In your main suitcase, have just the clothes you're going to need in Tokyo mostly. So, after you finish Tokyo, after the 3 days of orientation, you're going to leave Tokyo and go to your prefecture, wherever you're stationed, and you're going to be living for the next year. I flew because Shimane is fairly far from Tokyo. So we went back to the airport, got on a domestic flight. It takes about an hour, and we flew from Tokyo to Shimane. Many of you will fly. Some of you will just bus if you live much closer to Tokyo. When you step off the plane, arrive in your prefecture on that day, probably, around noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that, you're going to meet most likely your boss, your supervisor, maybe one of the teachers from your school, and possibly even the head of the Kyoiku Inkai, the head of the Board of Education. So look nice when you fly on that flight. Don't worry about what you wear when you fly from your home country to Tokyo. When you get off the plane, jets who are assistants who have volunteered to help you at orientation will meet you. And they know that you've been on a long flight. I mean, from California to Japan, it's about 13 hours. Other places, it takes even longer. So you can dress casual on the flight from your home country to Tokyo. But on the flight from Tokyo to where you're going to be living, dress up and look nice because you're going to be meeting the people. When I flew, my town hadn't joined with the next largest town over, which is something that happened a lot in Japan in 2005. It was called Gappe. But before that, Taisha was all by itself. So no other jets. I'm the only jet in the Board of Education. So no other jets came to meet me. So right off the plane, one of my teachers came so she could speak English to me. My supervisor came and the head of the Board of Education came. Those three people, they put me in a car. They drove me to an udon restaurant, my first time to really sit on the floor, use chopsticks, do the whole Japanese lunch thing, and then they took me to my apartment and to get settled in a bit. So now, though, we've joined with another town. So, for instance, when the 4 new ALTs come to Izumo in a couple months, I will go to the airport with some of the Japanese people to meet them. So they'll have a friendly face. Not that the Japanese people aren't friendly, but they'll have somebody who's they can ask questions to, and I'll be there to help them get settled in their first few days. So that's nice if you can meet another jet from your area right away. That's about it, I guess, for wrapping up clothes. It's already 8 minutes. If you have questions, more questions about things to wear, etc., leave me a comment, send me a PM. I'll be happy to try to address it in a follow-up vlog. I've been getting lots of great comments and suggestions about what you guys want to see and have me talk about, so I'm taking those, I'm writing them all down, and I've got some other good topics coming up, driving and other things that you guys want to know about. So please keep watching. I'll hopefully post another one of these Friday or Saturday. Okay? Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.